Hey STRONGSIDE, welcome to Whiteboard Wednesday. Today we're continuing to talk about one of my favorite topics, and that's mobility. Your mobility matters, okay? We want to have technique first, we've talked about this, then mobility, then we add load and build strength. So mobility is enabling us to have a full range of motion in our joints, things like being able to squat all the way to depth. So today we're going to talk about ankle mobility. Ankles may not be something that you think about a lot when you're thinking about mobility. A lot of times we think about shoulders and hips, but if you have tight ankles, and you may not even be aware of it, but if you have tight ankles, it's going to lead to other problems. You may have trouble getting into an appropriate squat. You may find your knees caving in on your squat. You're not able to hit your depth, or you may really struggle in like an overhead squat position because your chest is having to go forward to compensate for those ankles. So really quick, I'm going to show you how you could check if you're not sure. Like if you're like me, you just know my ankles are not good and I need to work on it. If you're not sure, I'm going to show you a way to do that, and then we're going to talk about a few things that you can do in the gym and at home to improve ankle mobility if that's something you want to work on. All right, in order to check your ankle mobility, all you need is a wall and maybe a tape measure, okay? Ideally, you're gonna measure about 14 centimeters, that's about 5.5 inches, okay, away from the wall, and you're gonna place your foot about that distance. Your other foot is gonna be behind you about a foot's length apart, and what you're gonna do is you're going to try to bend the knee forward, keeping your feet flat on the ground, and get your kneecap to touch the wall. Now, if you're looking really close, you can see that mine does not, okay? That's because I do have struggles with ankle mobility, all right? And this means that I have a wider squat stance and that I just need to focus more on keeping my knees in the proper position. So, a couple of things that you can do strong side, all right? If you've got a box or a stair, the first thing you can do here is you can put yourself into a really deep stretch. So I'm gonna lean forward here, making sure that my heel stays on the ground. That is stretching all through my ankle. You're also gonna get a little bit of hips, but definitely some ankle really deep into this stretch, okay? Now, the next thing you can do is stand on an elevated surface, a small box, or some stairs maybe in your house. You're gonna stand up, you can hold on to something for balance if you want, go onto one foot and you're just gonna lower down, lower, lower, lower down. That's gonna stretch your calf and your ankle, all right? Now, the calf can cause added issues to make the ankle even tighter. So, the last two things you can do, lacrosse ball, all right? You can use a lacrosse ball on your calf, okay? Breaking up some of that tissue or any particular tightness or scarring that you might have there from old injuries. Sitting on the ground, rolling it out, and you can also use the lacrosse ball on your feet. If you've got plantar fasciitis or anything like that, working these feet with a lacrosse ball is going to help improve all of that ankle mobility. That's going to make you healthier, you're going to have a better range of motion in your squat, and we're going to avoid injury. Have a great day, STRONGSIDE.